And very good day to you, and a very warm welcome to the Turning Point. I am, of course, Newsline Faraz. My name is Faraz Shaukat Ali, and you want to see me at my website, www.shaukatali.com, or you can go to @Ceylon Independent and make sure you subscribe, please, to our channel. Now then, our guest today is a professional man, and we got him here for a purpose because there's so much of talk. People say the government is doing nothing, they're just lethargic, they're whatever. So I thought we'd get you a perspective from a professional. My guest is a man very much involved in the legal field, and when he was doing his degree, he did it. His sort of main points was political science was one of them, international relations was the other. And to find out about the third, we'll find that out when I introduce you to him. He's an attorney at law, about 32 years in the business. He's, of course, Mr. Panduka Keerthinanda. Panduka, very welcome to the Turning Point.
Thank you very much, Faraz, for inviting me for this program. I'm very honored to be with you and to discuss a few things about the current situation.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, Panduka, you've had lots of exposure to serving the people. You're a specialist, really. You have specialist knowledge, deep legal knowledge on sports law. You've been the chairman of various institutions, and you are a practicing attorney. You have insight into lots of things. So what is your perspective? What's going on in our country? The IMF says we're growing at 5%, but others say, well, no, sorry, it's not enough. It needs to be 7%. Can we grow? Must we grow? Will we grow?
Faraz, thank you for asking that question from me. Before anything, I would like to give you the background to this whole thing in few minutes. Actually, Sri Lanka, then Ceylon, got independence from British in 1948. Our first Prime Minister was D.S. Naik, and we had the cabinet. We had the Tamils, Muslims, Sinhalese, and also Burghers as well. And we had the first development project, Galway project. And thereafter, we could see that there were so many reforms. We bought the 1950, we got the act passed in then Parliament for the Central Bank Act. And we had a surplus economy. Our estate's income was very well, especially the tea, rubber, coconut. We were the number one in the world. And we had the best brands in the world, Lipton to Brook Bond and many more. So we had a surplus economy. I could remember when I was studying in 1950, Ceylon gave a sovereign bond loan to United Kingdom.
We gave them a loan.
We gave them a loan.
Right.
Sovereign bond loan. So our economic situation was very much higher than most of the Asian countries. Our education system was very much higher. And our transport system was one of the best in the Asian level. We had the best railway lines, and we had the electric buses. You call it trolley bus and tram cars. And we had the infrastructure development and more than most of the other countries. And we had a very good income, foreign reserves.
So where did it go wrong?
So we were getting higher and higher. Right. I could remember Lee Kuan Yew, former Prime Minister of Singapore, where in his book he has specially mentioned how Sri Lanka was doing well in 1954 when he came to Sri Lanka and saw the economy, and he went back and wanted to have the same role model. Unfortunately, in 1956, the government was changed. From the capital capitalist market, they came into socialist economy.
Yeah.
Overnight, government took over most of the private companies, transportation, insurance, gas, petroleum, and so on and so forth. Thereafter, 1960 came to a further level. The tourism sector was slowed down because there were no racing. Horse racing was cancelled, and we were one of the best in the Asian region. We had foreign tourism. Tourists came to Sri Lanka for racing, and there were tourist boom was there. Unfortunately, everything was stopped. Then 1972, when thereafter the government came, they took over all the properties of the estate properties. So what happened? Everything happened overnight. So when 1978, then the new government came, Jaya Jayawardena's government came into power. Overnight, they opened up the economy. These are the issues we had for us. Closing the economy
was one issue.
One issue. Then opening the economy was another issue, because they would have had proper procedure to follow. Deng Xiaoping came to Sri Lanka and saw the development in 80s about the textile and garment industry, and they went and started that. So we know that Upali Vijayawardena in 1968-69, they manufactured Mazda in Sri Lanka.
That's right. We had a
In 80s, we had the Upali Fiat.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of other companies. What happened? Everything had to close down.
Because
the political decisions were made according to the political agendas, not according to the Sri Lankan policies.
Right.
We never had a proper policy. We were one of the best countries in the Asian region for economic, as well as education, healthcare, and so on and so forth. But unfortunately, everything got held up because of the political decisions were made at the wrong time and also during the wrong procedure. So then what happened? Thai Corporation was shut down. Langloa was shut down. We had a cement corporation. Everything was shut down in 1970.
Why? Is that because the private sector
came in immediately? Private sector came into business. So the government industries slowly went down. These are the problems we had. Now, if we have organized,
is that a good thing that the state sort of were forced to close down?
That's what I want to tell you. For us, everything happened within the political decisions. It was not being meant for the country. You decide either in Dali Road or Kotte, or at that time it was in Colombo 3 election office, their political office. It was not to the country, not meant for the country. We would have brought this reform slowly. If we want to go into socialism, there's a procedure to follow. If you want to go into capitalism, you have to follow the procedure. Those are the basics of the economic theories. Micro and macroeconomics clearly mention that. The demand and the supply has to balance accordingly. Right. Now the present situation is, we are living in a global village.
Right.
And we cannot be isolated. You can't do business in your own way.
Right. We can't be an island as such.
Exactly. Though it's an island concept, what are our main income sources? One is the tourism industry. Other one is the Middle East, our employment.
Yeah.
Then tea, rubber, coconut, and also garment industry. Now we have a huge problem has cropped up because of President Donald Trump has brought this tariff. Recently they has brought the tariff, and especially Sri Lanka has to pay 30% taxes when they export goods to USA.
Can I interject here and ask you, because you just said this about the garment industry? Why is it, Mr. Panduka, that in Sri Lanka we have the Amaleen run and owned MAS, and then we have Ashraf Omar's Brandix, two very successful companies. But why is it that we don't have more such companies?
This is what I want to tell you. We were only mostly focusing on the US market. Out of our garment industry, 65% goes to the US. Out of our exports, 25% goes to the US market. All exports. So now we have to find the new markets. It is too late because most of the countries in Asia and other regions, they have their own societies, or you call it international organizations. ASEAN is there, and so many other international.
So they are benefiting from membership.
We are
of
not.
that.
We are not in now. We were only a non-aligned nation at that time. Thereafter, we had the SAARC countries.
Yeah.
Now the SAARC is almost defunct. It's not functioning properly. Now, because of this situation, we don't have agreements between the bilateral agreements with the Asian countries. We need to find the new markets. We have been always going on same platform, and we are trying to export that. We have to have the innovative new ideas, IT sector, information technology, and so many other industrial areas. We have to think of new avenues to earn foreign exchange. Otherwise, it will be another disaster for Sri Lanka. We don't want to go into another dip.
No, we can't afford it because
This is the reason.
We
Now,
need to pay.
now, the previous government wants to restructure the Sri Lankan Airlines.
Yeah.
When this government came, they don't want to restructure. So what we want is this. We want to actually see whether to restructure is good for the country or not.
But it's like this.
So
Mr.
I'm
Panduka.
giving you a small
Yeah.
example. All what I want to tell you is, for the last 76 years after the independence, the political parties, they come and go.
Yeah.
They get elected. Thereafter, the policy changes. Then again, another government comes. Another party comes into power. They change the policy.
So there's no stability of policy.
No stability of policies. We don't have the infrastructure has to go with the policies. Educational system must go with the policies. Healthcare should go with the policies. We should have all national policies, especially for education, healthcare, sports, tourism, and export-oriented businesses. So the thing is, Sri Lanka is planning and changing.
Where's the implementation?
Implementation is not being properly done. They only do according to the party politics, not to the government or not to the people's needs. These are the problems we are facing now. Now it has come to a situation, suddenly Sri Lanka came into bankruptcy. They had to declare bankruptcy. We all know, for us, we had to go through a very hardship.
Yes.
Now again it has come to some stabilized level.
Yeah.
Now our GDP has come to about 3.5.
Yes.
Now with this reciprocal tariff of Donald Trump, President,
The growth is 3.5.
growth is 3.5
Yeah.
GDP. It will go further down, according to my thinking. So unless we find the new avenues,
Yeah.
we are unable to go forward. We don't want to go into another dip in the economic situation. If that happens, what is going to happen to the reforms? What will happen to the IMF package? What will happen to the we have to pay the payments in 2027. So we must get ready. At least we should have about 7% growth rate, 7 to 8% growth.
But that means doubling growth rate now.
Exactly. Now it is coming down because the economic situation is very lethargic. It's nothing to do with the politics, because we are not finding new avenues. We have to find new investors. How we could go forward?
But, just to touch on something current, you say we need to find new investors, but we need to be a bit more professional. If you take the current example of the electric car, the BYD, and it's my channel, so I'll mention the name, BYD. Now, I am looking at it from a PR point of view. The customs should have known how much to charge. And there's an HS code, surely. But instead of all this, now there's some sort of controversy going on. But these controversies are bad news for PR. For brand Sri Lanka, it's bad news. Because this will be picked up by the international news channels, and it will be perceived as being negative news for Sri Lanka, because there's no policy, and customs is not something new here. So do you think that things like that, in your view, in your professional view, do you think that things like that will also hold Sri Lanka back?
Definitely. I would like to mention that is also because we don't have a proper policy for customs, declarations and other things. Time to time we come with new gazettes, new changes. We must have a proper procedure to follow, a policy. How importation has to be controlled to a certain level. But of course, I would say that electric cars, that is the new future for the world. We have to open up that. Indeed. Because that is environmental friendly, and also we can easily get the solar power. Most of the houses are now in urban areas. They have the solar power.
Don't you think that the
it's very unfair situation now?
Don't you think the taxation is so high?
Actually, according to the IMF regulations and rules, we need to have a certain amount of taxation. Otherwise, the economy will go further down.
Right.
So the government has to balance this matter. I think 30% or for the EV vehicles.
Right.
For the other vehicles, of course, it's about 300 to 400, if I'm not mistaken.
But that's fine, because it consumes so much of energy.
Yes. So the thing is environmental friendly. It's we can get our own power. We don't need to import these things. So we have to give more support to import or to do the assembling plant here in Sri Lanka. Why can't we start with China? Have a assembly plant in Sri Lanka and provide the EV vehicles. And also we have another local company where they manufacture tuk-tuk, three-wheelers. We have to provide them a better support. And also those are the things that we should do as a policy. We should have a proper policy for every area. That is what I want to tell you. When we started this, we had a policy. We had the Colombo plan in 1940s. We had everything. After 1956, suddenly change. Then again, 60s also came into the same situation. Then they took over all the private sector properties, including companies, businesses. They couldn't manage because they didn't have a proper mechanism to do hold it. For example, we'll say Land Reform Commission was implemented in 1972, somewhere in August. But they didn't have the infrastructure and the power and the know-how to handle such a big amount of lands. What happened after that? We lost the economic growth. We lost the income, foreign income. So these are the problems we had. We would have planned it properly. If you want to nationalize, you have to have a plan. If you want to privatize, you should have a plan. It goes according to a national plan, not according to your political plan. So time to time, government came and went. They only wanted to support the people and get the vote. There was a time that people got fertilizer free. We import fertilizer and we give free.
At substantial cost.
Exactly. But the treasury was funding for this. For taxpayers' money. And ultimately what happened? government lost the revenue, and also the fertilizer was misused. It went to different hands, and there were a lot of corruption. So we need to bring law and order, new legislatures to cut down the corruption and wastage, and also we should go according to proper policies. Every area, see other countries, they go according to a policy. Now countries in the world are now they are following the capitalist market, including China. We'll say Vietnam,
Yeah.
US, not only USSR, even in most of the other countries who are under the USSR, now they are going into the capital market. They had a policy. They plan out properly. Even India, they didn't open up the market, capital market. They open up slowly. But we suddenly open up everything. We lost everything. So we have to go according to a proper plan. If this present government wants to do, we have to take the proper middle path and go forward with a plan. Short term, middle term, and a long term plan. Even for tourism, even for industrial purpose, even for export import. Otherwise, what will happen is you wave off certain things, suddenly it might go against you. And we can't play casino with the economic situation, like playing the casino. You can't take a bet and do it. We have to be careful. Economic situation at this moment is, we are living on a top of volcanic.
So it can explode anytime.
Exactly. Any time it could explode. So we have to be careful and handle very carefully. All have to support government, opposition, the professionals, private sector, government sector. Everyone have to support this. We must go with a support with a unity with everyone.
Well, it was very interesting talking to you and hearing your views.
Thank you,
Mr. Panduka. Thank you very much. And that's the way it was on this particular edition of The Turning Point. If you have any suggestions as to who we should interview, please let me know. You can SMS me or WhatsApp 0772 300 305. The number should come up on your screen whilst you're watching. Thank you. Take care, and God bless you all.